Good morning, my fellow traders, and welcome back to another live trading session by your boy Prodigy, where I show you guys what it's like to be a day trader, working on becoming a full-time day trader, working on becoming a full-time millionaire, guys, every single day. So guys, as we talked about like last night, we're going to trade only NVIDIA and SPY, and we're also looking at a few other things, but most importantly, it's just NVIDIA and SPY. So here is the trade market plan for this bad boy. We already did our pre-market analysis, and here it is.
All right, guys, so here's the pre-market plan. News already dropped at 5:30 a.m. Here we are currently watching NVIDIA, as well as we're going to watch SPY and Apple. So three things. First is what we talked about yesterday on yesterday's trade plan. So if you haven't watched yesterday's video, you need to watch it. Anything below 23.6% fib, I'm taking puts. Anything above the zone, I'll watch for calls. Mostly we'll wait for the 50% fib level for calls. One of our members is currently in an Apple call, swinging it from yesterday, but Apple does look good here, guys. Above 61.8% fib, Apple does look pretty solid. Look at this, reject. Look at the reaction here. The reaction at that specific level looks very solid. So anything above 61.8% fib on Apple, I might take some calls. Last but not least, SPY is just chilling in this general big ranged area. I don't plan to touch it unless it gets above the zone or breaks below 38.2% fib. Anyways, guys, that's my trade plan. Let's see what we can catch.
Now, with you guys seeing what we are looking at, let's see what we can get into. Fundamental news already happened. The economic news already dropped. Let's see what we can catch, guys. I'll live record it for y'all, show you guys what we're doing, be transparent per usual, and let's see what we can catch. Let's share our screen.
Early in the morning, market just took off. Look how green it is. Green. Literally the first 10 minutes of the market open, all the stocks as a whole together collectively pushed super hard. So SPY created this little consolidation, super big strong push to the zone. But look at this, guys. Now it's going to react here and create some type of potential consolidation before it breaks up. Same thing with NVIDIA. Pushes up. It's this resistance, 38.2% fib level. Amazon's reversing here. Doji. So that's pretty bearish. Doji push. So guys, this is how I read the market. I just look at everything as a whole, see what everything did together, see which stock has the strongest buyers or sellers, and find out which setup is best in my favor. And guys, look at that drop. But not only that, the whole market also fell together as a whole. And that's why I love watching the whole market as a whole and not just one stock. Because guys, look at this. The first stock to actually fall was Apple, was the first sign, then Amazon, then NVIDIA also started falling. So these three at first, and then out of nowhere, AMD started falling, SPY, and then Apple. So guys, this is why I watch the whole market as a whole. Still waiting for some type of setup. Don't want to rush anything, but so far, that would look at that long wick on a 30-minute guide, and that's crazy. So far, market looks like it's rejecting here which stock I'm trying to enter in, because guys, look at this, long wicks to the upside on most stocks. But I'm also trying to take NVIDIA, but NVIDIA has a long wick to the downside, so it's a little bit conflicted. But when you look at AMD's falling here hard. This one got a long wick to the upside, Apple's falling. So I mean, yeah, right now we have it puts ready, waiting, see what we can catch. 5-minute looks more better than most stocks, and so a lot of stocks are actually falling down. I'll put up a screen recording of how the other stocks are acting here. A lot of stocks are pulling back here pretty hard, so market is pretty iffy as far as when it comes to these buyers, because buyers are seeming to buy the dip. So far, market does look like it's going to reject here. So yeah, we're going to enter NVIDIA here based off the 5 minutes, just because underneath the 5 minutes, it's below the 9 EMA. 9 EMA is crossing underneath all the EMAs, and the volume's slowing down for buyers besides this last one, and we have 45 seconds.
Bruh. Gotcha, bitch.
Really, nigga?
So we just had to close that bad boy for an L of a $57 L. First trade was an L, but we'll try to recover it with the next trade if we do get something like that, because low-key's SPY's trying to get some buyers here, and we might get that break above the zone. So first trade was an L, guys. We'll do a recap of it. We try to take puts below this 9 EMA. Market was looking pretty hard for sellers, but then the bulls ended up stepping in. But first trade was an L. Kind of expected, like I always mentioned, 1 out of 4 of my trades will be an L. So the next 3 should be a gainer. So let's see what we can catch, guys, on the next one. SPY is trying to get above on this zone up here. We might get an hourly candle to close this time. So we are looking at SPY here, and it's creating a bullish engulfing on the 1 minute, but also on even 5 minutes, guys. It's pretty strong here, creating a long wick to the downside, retested 9 EMA, and even the 1 minute retested 9 EMA. This will be my last trade if it does go for an L, because I don't like to take 2 trades that are L's back to back. So this is what the market looks like as a whole. AMD is getting some buyers there. Whole market tried to gain some buyers, but Apple did reject that 61.8% fib, and it's going crazy hard sell off on Apple. But other stocks are pushing bullish here, so we'll try to catch this last trade. Lots of buyers stepping in there. Look at that time and sales going crazy. Then out of nowhere, sellers just stepped in right there for the time and sales, but we'll see what we can catch for this one. still in this SPY call, but look at this, guys. I'm gonna have to sell here soon. And before I even sell it per usual, which I actually should sell it right now because before it even dips down even harder on me, here, I'm gonna do that right now. All right, we're out of this. You know why we're out of this? Because guys, look at the market right now. Even though SPY keeps getting these long wicks to the downside, getting some good buyers, market is not holding itself at all. Down $76 total, and there goes SPY doing his thing again, trying to pump here. But guys, I don't even want to deal with that no more. That stuff's crazy. So we'll do a recap on what happened, let you guys know what went wrong, what could have and I should have done better, as well as, you know, what's going on with the price action. Because guys, what is even going on? Seriously,
we are gonna head to work here soon, but we took 2 L's back to back, just being transparent with y'all, and I do not want to take another trade and to try to recover, because I know how that turns out, and I've already been in those shoes, and those can turn into a $150 L, and I'm already down $76, guys, almost pretty much eating up my weekly goal, my weekly gains. Let's just call it ate up all my weekly gains, because I'm only up $4, but with all the fees, we might as well just say break even. With that being said, guys, we will do a recap when we get back from home. I try to trade NVIDIA and SPY as well, and I got clapped on both of them. I literally got caught on the wrong side, even though I was very confident in the type of trades that I was in, below the 90 MA, and this one was above the 90 MA. Market is just acting weird here. Microsoft did break some all-time highs today as well, but even when I do this recap later with you guys will see, maybe some of you guys will agree that the market was a little bit weird today. Hopefully you guys made some good gains. I know some of our members did. Laundry Cap, shout out to Laundry Cap, per usual, he's always eating good, guys, and as well as Memo ate some good gains. He made $800 on the day off one single trade in the morning off the SPY pump off the first 10 minutes in the morning, so that's insane. Tomorrow is Friday, so we'll see how tomorrow goes, but guys, let's come back at the recap and we'll let you guys know what we did wrong and what we could have done better and what we did today to let you guys know and be transparent what it's like to be a day trader, working on becoming a full-time day trader, working on becoming a full-time millionaire, guys, here soon every single day. What's up, my fellow traders? We're back home, guys. Today we took an L, 2 L's back to back, and we're gonna do a quick recap, guys, because to be honest, now that I look back at the market, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I even enter? We got no official 5-minute close breaks, and I still entered off these long wicks to downside on some puts. But anyways, guys, before we jump into that and share my screen, I just gotta update you guys, let you guys know, because you guys, for the people that are not in the Discord, tomorrow is Friday. We have personal income, PCE index, and a couple other reports like the Chicago PMI 15 minutes into the market, as well as even consumer sentiment 30 minutes later. So be careful, guys. There's a whole bunch of jam-packed news tomorrow morning, and be mindful about that if you're in any trades. And before I get into sharing the charts, real quick, guys, you guys can skip this quick part. I do want to go over some comments, 2 comments by 2 very appreciated people that I do appreciate a lot. First comment is by Wit by Ribs. Where did you learn your candlestick charts? Do you have a video or tutorial for it? Love the channel. And yes, I do have 3 videos on it. One of them is available to the public and it's on my YouTube videos if you surf through them, as well as 2 of them are private and it's in the Discord. So once you join the Discord, guys, you can have access to 2 of those videos, and they're both about equally 2 hours long total, I do believe. At least I know for sure one of them is an hour and the other one is over 30 minutes. And it is really important to understand candlesticks, because if you don't understand candlesticks, then I don't even know how you're even reading the chart, because guys, candlesticks literally tell a story, and it doesn't matter what chart you pull up, whether it's Forex, cryptocurrencies, futures, or stocks, it literally is a candle on your screen all the time. And most people just skip that and go straight to indicators, support and resistance, and a whole bunch of random stuff and wonder why they still lose. Next comment said, sick video, man. I wanted to ask, when filing for taxes, do you put this down as your income or investment profit? I'm really not sure what I should put down. Also, I've been trading Amazon recently, if you're trying to check that out. Looks similar to Apple Push recently, and I did already reply to your comment with a long one, but I will do a quick informational about taxes, guys, because when it comes to taxes these past 2 years, I've only been putting them as my own personal income tax, which is capital gains. So unfortunately, this upcoming year, I still will put it in capital gains, but next year I do plan to potentially learn more about opening up a business account and trading into a business account, because I hear that you can actually offset a lot of taxes, and even if you do end up losing for a full year, instead of only being able to write $3,000 worth of L's, you can write off the full year. So that is really interesting, and there's just a whole bunch of more benefits when it comes to trading in a business account. So I will look into that, and I do want to start doing that here within the next 2 years. And as far as when it comes to looking at Amazon and Apple have been going crazy. Same thing with Microsoft. Both Amazon and Apple all-time highs. And guys, Apple, I'm ready to take calls on here tomorrow. So with that being said, let's go into the charts and show you guys Apple. So before we get into showing you guys the trade plan that I do have for tomorrow, because there are a couple things I'm looking at, but I most likely will only show you guys SPY, NVIDIA, and maybe somewhat Apple again. We try to trade NVIDIA here, guys. So let's get right into the recap. And guys, as of lately, we've been mentioning that we're going to all together collectively just watch NVIDIA on this channel, as well as maybe even SPY together. So these past few days, we've been watching NVIDIA together and looking at the chart since Monday, as well as even SPY too. So that's what we're going to keep in mind, both of those bad boys. So early in the pre-market, we said that we would trade NVIDIA below this zone or above this zone, either above the 50% break fib or the 23.6%. We would end up taking puts. But this is where I messed up at. Let's go straight to the 5 minutes, because this is the only reason why we entered was off the 5 minutes. The whole reason why we messed up, and there was obviously a couple more reasons, but very simply, right off the bat, if somebody else was to tell me that they took puts here, I most likely would tell them why, when there's a whole bunch of long wicks to the downside and there is no official break below the support level. And I did exactly that. I took puts here. There was a 9 EMA right here, and I took puts here. Long wicks to the downside, buyer volume kicking in, but the next few candles, there wasn't that much buyer volume on these two. So I bought puts here. That is a horrible entry on my end, and I definitely deserve the L, which I just consider an L a lesson because, guys, I'm definitely not going to do that again tomorrow. I'm going to wait for a 5-minute official close below because, guys, let's go over it one more quick time, and let's go over the candles because I'd like to go over candles. The first 10 minutes, I mentioned, if you rewind this video, the market was pumping real hard, and then we rejected and sold off at those specific resistance levels, came back down, and I was watching market as a whole here. Some were pushing up, some were pulling down. It was really hard to get an official read on what exactly was going on, which direction we're pushing towards, but there was definitely a lot of movement. I entered puts here because the EMA was trailing below, and I wanted to follow the market with it pulling down a tad bit. But guys, horrible entry. No candle gets closed below this zone. Wicks to the downside, buyers are there, and at that moment, a lot of stocks were iffy. Most were pulling up, some were pulling down. Very difficult trade, not a good A1 setup, and overall, guys, horrible entry. I give myself an F on this one because there's every reason not to enter puts here. More so, there's more reasons to actually enter calls than there is to take puts. I was just trying to take puts, set my eyes, and I was too biased on one direction, creating lower lows, and I'm thinking that like we're gonna break on down. So that was my fault on my end. I'm glad nobody took that with me. I'm just live trading these things to show you guys what it is. But here's where you could have actually traded that. You actually do get an official close right here about 30 minutes later. Candle closes below, comes back in to retest that level, that zone, and look at all these long wicks down to the upside to retest it. Those are actually really nice official A1 entry setups because you get a nice break of structure to the downside, candle closes below, and then it comes to retest it with long wicks to the upside, and there's definitely no buyers there. Look at the buyer volume, it's gone. So that is more of an actual serious A1 setup trade, to whereas my put setup was horrible, guys. So that learn that from me. Learn from my mistakes. Make sure you wait for an actual candle close like this one right here. Take it on the retest, or if you're risky, take it as soon as it breaks. But if you were to do that right here, you would get clapped. And same thing like over here, guys. Comes up to retest, rejection candle. If you caught that, you would have got paid. But then look at this. Break above, gets into the zone again, and look what it starts doing. Now it starts creating that zone as a support and starts to bounce up above that. Then we start to sell off, get a candle close back in, back to the downside. Candle start to close back up, back to the downside. Guys, come on. So that's the type of setup we need to wait for, is stuff like that, not what I just did, which was take it in the candle with no close. So horrible entry, and that was NVIDIA. We also try to take SPY calls after that NVIDIA L, and market pumped here because look at this, guys. So this is where we took NVIDIA similarly to SPY. This is not NVIDIA chart, this is SPY chart, but very similarly, like I mentioned all the time, market moves together. If you look at NVIDIA, same thing happened in the morning. First 10 minutes, market pumps, then we sell off, just like NVIDIA, comes to a specific support. After I sell my L here on NVIDIA, I'll switch over to SPY, and I see that bulls are trying to step in on SPY. Big break to the upside, back into the zone, higher highs, and I'm thinking we're going to continue on up. Wrong. As soon as I enter, which was an entry of FOMO because we were already pushing up, gaining massive buyers, and I enter at the very top. Horrible entry. Worst case scenario ever. As soon as you enter, instantly down 20%. Worst case scenario. And that's literally what happened because the next candle, as you guys can see, that whole green candle just got instantly demolished. Like that next seller candle took over. Then I noticed that we ended up closing here on the 9 EMA, and here, let me just throw up the 9 EMA because I could be talking about it, but I just know where it is at from memory. But here, let me throw it up right here. So you can see that the candle is still above the 9 EMA, and I tried to carry in the lesson that we took from yesterday, that there's no reason to close if it's still above your 9 EMA level. And that's why I was saying in the even the live trade, it's still in my favor. I'm gonna hold it. All these wicks are to the downside, buyers are stepping in. It took so long for buyers to do whatever it was gonna do that I ended up just having to sell for an L, guys, because look at what ended up happening. It ended up pushing up very slowly to the zone, but then look at this candle right here. What is this candle called? A bearish engulfing. As soon as you get that bearish engulfing, straight sell off. Breaks below the 61.8% fib level, and again, guys, an official candle closed below, long wicks to the upside, tries to get some buyers, candle still below, long wick to the upside. This is where you could entry, and this is a good entry. This is a good A1 setup. You gotta wait for all this noise to pass, and then you wait for an actual nice break of a specific support, which in this case 61.8% fib level is really strong. And if anybody knows anything about Fibonacci retracements, they know that that specific level is a really strong one. So that is more of an A1 entry, which is this general area right here, because it does retest that support after it gets broken and turns into a resistance and breaks on down with long wicks to the upside, showing that sellers are no longer, or buyers are no longer there, and sellers want to take it. So anyways, guys, that wraps up for the recap. Horrible entries on my end. You guys can learn from my mistakes, and let's carry on with what we do see for tomorrow. So it's very funny, actually. I posted this in the Discord 2 days ago that NVIDIA needs to just hold this zone, and for 2 days it literally did that, and I did not expect it to literally do that. Actually, same thing with SPY. I mentioned that SPY looks like it has some room to climb up, and here's the picture of it with me drawing some type of lines towards that area, and it did just that. Unfortunately, I didn't even take this trade myself, or take any of these trades, or even put my money where my mouth was 2 days ago and take any of these setups. It just ended up doing it, and I look back at that trade idea and I'm like, wow. But anyways, guys, SPY does look bullish after hours. Even somebody in our Discord, Momo, is also thinking that SPY looks pretty bullish here as well. And so if we do get the bulls, I will take calls above this zone and watch this 78.6% fib level. But I will be careful and cautious, guys, because we do have that news tomorrow. And as far as when it goes with the NVIDIA, guys, since we're all watching the NVIDIA together, NVIDIA is building a nice solid range here on the 4 hour. It is ready to break to either direction. Most likely, if we do get some bulls tomorrow, it might pop to the upside, which I will take calls above the zone. And guys, I'm ready to just trade tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's try to catch some good live trades and recover. We're basically just break even. We're only up $4 on the week, unfortunately, just based off all the trades that we took in within these past 4 days. And we did not trade on Tuesday. No positions on Tuesday, but we did watch the market and give you guys the update of what was going on. And as far as when it comes to Apple, guys, the last trade idea that I do have, which is Apple, and it does look pretty decently solid. I did mention this the other day. If not, I'm not too sure, but I did mention this in my Discord at least. The Apple above the 61.8% fib level looks so solid. And guys, it's definitely ready to blow here soon, guys. Look at this. Look at this. It's building such a nice, it's ready to coil. It's coiling up. The spring is coiling up, ready to break through above the 61.8% fib level, guys. So that's what I'm watching, and that wraps up for today's video, guys. I hope you guys did good today, and I hope you guys made some good gains. I unfortunately didn't, but the market was a little bit difficult on my end. Let me know how it treated you guys today and how it treated your guys' levels. Hope to see you guys in the Discord and catch you guys in the trade zone. Let's see how we go tomorrow.